Hey friends, thanks so much for joining me on another tutorial. Today we are going to make a wine butler. So let me explain a little bit about my background here. I live in an apartment, so I'm always trying to cover up my counters to make sure that they aren't ruined. So I always put newspaper down, and then the reason I have this piece on a cardboard is because I'm working on multiple pieces and I want to be able to move this piece once I create it so that I have more space in like the working area that I have. I did go ahead and just show you guys the different colors that I was going to use. Primarily it's all mica powders that I'm using. I got the bundle from Amazon, so I'll leave a link in the description below to show you where I got the mica powders from. The resin that I'm using is always going to be Be Resin. I'll leave a description. I'll leave in the comments below the link for Be Resin, and I'll also have a coupon code for you guys. That resin is my absolute favorite. It's really the only one that I use. It is a 1-to-1 ratio, so you just use part A, part B, mix it together, and I mix it together in that big measuring cup. And now I'm just separating from the big container from the measuring cup, just pouring a little bit of resin in each of my little pouring pitchers there. This way I can decide how much of each color I want to put in. The color scheme for this one is just teal white, and I did use some silver leaf is what I used in this one. And so I'm trying to mark out my clear spaces really where I'll have the silver leaf, and that way when I pour color I can just be mindful of the different spaces in which I will be pouring the gold leaf. I also poured clear down first because I wanted the piece to look a bit transparent. I didn't want it to be full of silver leaf, and so that's why I poured the silver down first, just so that you can kind of see through it once I do finally put the silver leaf in. So what I usually do is to mix my pigments into my little cups, I use a popsicle stick, dig it into the little container of mica pigment powder. Then that way I can gauge how much pigment I'm actually putting into each little cup. I know some people just like to pour directly from the mica powders directly from that container. It never works for me. I always end up putting too much, and I don't like to waste things. So I usually just use my popsicle stick, dig out how much I want, stir it up. If I need a little bit more, add a little bit more. So the rest of this, I am just going to be showing you guys how I actually pour the resin down to create the effect of the wine butler. Again, that's the teal color that I'm using. I think it's actually called pickle green. This is probably my favorite color in this batch. I think the batch is like 24 different mica powders that I got for about $11 on Amazon. It's a really, really good deal. This is by far my favorite color. It's just so pretty. I don't know what else to say besides it's so pretty. And I ended up doing a bigger pour with it. It's a 7-piece serving tray and coaster set. I will leave a card at the top right hand here that'll show that project so you guys can watch me use this color once more. It's my absolute favorite. The last thing I'll tell you guys about in this video is the silver leaf. So I'm going to be using that here shortly. That came from Be Resin. Whenever I order from them, I always order some silver leaf, because it comes in a packet of 3, so it's bronze, silver, and gold leaf all together for a really, really good price. And you can never have enough of that stuff. But I love that at Be Resin, it's a bundle of 3, but it's smaller containers. If you've never worked with leaf before, it is very hard to get out of the container. And so the bigger the container, and it flies everywhere because it's so light. So the smaller the container, the easier it is to control how the gold leaf comes out, or whatever color leaf that you're using comes out. So I love the ones that comes from Be Resin because it's just a tiny bottle and you really can't pull too much out because it doesn't hold that much. So now I'm just putting in the silver leaf that I talked about. If you notice, I'm trying to put it in the spaces that are clear because that's kind of where I designated for the silver leaf to go. And then that's about all, guys. So enjoy the rest of this pour. I do have a finished product picture for you guys after the fact. I don't have a demolding video for this one, sorry in advance, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's super easy. This whole thing is about, I would say, 3 ounces of resin, so not a lot at all. So definitely give this one a try. I got the mold from Amazon. Go ahead and buy this one. It is it's perfect. I make this mold all the time because it's just not a lot of resin, really easy to do, and you can try out different techniques that you're looking to do in this mold, because it's like big enough where you can actually see the project, but you actually aren't using a lot of resin to create this look. Nonetheless, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys.